Contrary to what you've been told, you don't need to think more positively. Like, positive thinking is not what's going to manifest the things that you want. It's not what's going to manifest your dream life. What's actually going to do it for you is absolute thinking, right? This is something that no one talks about. Hello and welcome back. My name is Juditha and I am your mindset coach. In this space, we talk about all the things that matter when you're trying to create your dream life, because I'm doing the same thing. So trust me when I say that I get it. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about something that I came up with that I feel would be very, very helpful. There is space in between thinking negatively and thinking positively, and a lot of people try to skip that space, right? They try to go from negative thinking to positive thinking, and the reason why it doesn't work, right? The reason why you say affirmations every day and it might just not hit, it might not work, you feel like nothing is actually happening, is because you don't actually believe what you're thinking. You don't actually believe what you're saying. So I want to introduce you to the concept of absolute thinking. So what absolute thinking actually is, it's your ability to have an absolute belief about something regardless of how negative you feel. So what do I mean by this? It's like, for me, I'll give you guys an example. For me, no matter what is happening in my life, I absolutely believe that everything is happening for me, right? So even in the moments where I feel like down, where I feel like, oh my God, nothing is working, oh my God, why is this happening? I still have this absolute belief in the back of my mind that everything is happening for me. So that's what it means to be an absolute thinker. It's not about necessarily positive thinking, but it's about anchoring down to a thought or a belief that you believe no matter what. Because when you try to go from negative thinking to positive thinking, it's like literally putting a band-aid over something that needs stitches. What actually needs to happen is that you have to unearth your limiting beliefs. When you have been thinking negatively about yourself, when you don't feel worthy, when all you can think about is what you lack and how much money you don't have and how much support you don't have, like when your mind has been spinning in those thoughts for years, for months, and it becomes a part of who you are, when someone tells you to think positively and you try it for a week, for a month, and it just doesn't work, the reason why is because you're literally trying to put a band-aid over something that needs stitches. What you have to do is you have to get to the bottom of your limiting beliefs. You have to face them. You have to give them a face. Otherwise, you won't even know what it is that you're actually trying to uncover. So what I mean by this is, be comfortable admitting things to yourself that feel uncomfortable to admit. So something like, I actually don't feel worthy of success. I actually don't think I'll ever be rich. I actually don't think this is something that I can do. I actually don't feel like I can succeed in this thing. I actually don't think I'll ever find love. Be very honest with yourself about what you believe is true, because once you put a face to it, right? Once you know, oh, these are the beliefs that I have, then you can work to start to create positive affirmations. Then you can work to start creating phrases and things that actually make you feel the opposite of whatever it is that limiting belief is. So step one is get to the bottom of your limiting beliefs. Write them all down. Like, what do you actually feel is true about you or about your life, or what you are possible, what's possible for you? Like, get to the bottom of all that. Like, write it all down. Once you do that, the next step is to start creating statements or thoughts that you actually can believe more easy. And the key here, right, when it comes to creating your affirmations, you don't want to create something that you just don't believe. Okay, like if you have been living in lack for years, it's probably going to be hard for you to believe I can be a millionaire. Now, if it is easy for you to believe, then great, take it and run with it. But if you know it's hard for you to believe that you can be a millionaire because every day you check your bank account and you get that anxiety, you get the anxious feeling, you keep wondering how you're going to pay this, how you're going to pay that, it's going to be hard for you to jump straight into I'm going to be a millionaire. So what you need to do is you need to reach for the next thing that you can believe, like the next best thing that it stretches you a little bit to believe. However, you still believe that it's true. Like, for example, can you believe that you can make more eventually, right? Like maybe you cannot go straight from I'm broke to I'm a millionaire, but can you go from I'm broke to I know I can figure out a way to make more, right? I've seen other people do it. I can do it too. And that's how you build a ladder of belief, right? You want to take it slow. And when you take it slow, like that is how you slowly rewire and retrain your brain to believe something different. And when you start to rewire and retrain your brain to believe something different, your actions will change, your thoughts will change. And when those things change, it's more likely that your reality will change too, and you'll start to experience the things that you say you want. And something else that I have to mention is that we have duality. Like our minds have duality. And what I mean by that is, it is perfectly normal for you to believe two things at once, right? You can believe that you can be, do, or have whatever you want, but at the same time, doubt it. That's just how our brains work, because your brain thrives on certainty, right? On being very certain about what is going to happen and how it's going to result and how you're going to benefit or how you're not going to benefit. Like, your brain wants certainty. And the thing about success, that is not guaranteed. Like, certainty is not guaranteed on the path to success. Like, you cannot be certain that this thing is going to work. You cannot be certain of what the right decision is. You won't know until you actually do it. So this is something that you have to feed your brain ahead of time, right? You have to let your brain know ahead of time, hey, I'm probably never going to be certain exactly on what it is, if this is going to work. I'm probably never going to be certain on if this is the perfect decision. However, I have my intuition, I have God, and I'm willing to lean into that. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to take the chance. And I'm willing to believe that whatever results come of it, that's exactly how it was supposed to be, right? Because there's a lesson here or there's a blessing. Either way, I'm leaving with something, okay? That is how you lay the foundation for your positive thinking. You choose thoughts that you can believe in, right? They might stretch you a little bit, but you want to choose things that are easy for you to believe. And that is how you end up being someone who can think positively. That is how you go from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, right? It does not happen overnight, but little by little, if you can feed yourself new thoughts of possibility, because that's really what it is. Like, you have to open your brain up to the possibility that what you see, like, there's just more to this world than what is, right? That what is isn't what always will be. So you just have to keep telling yourself these statements here and there that's gonna reassure your brain that I won't be here forever. And you do it by you choosing what you can easily believe, right? The biggest mistake you can make is by choosing something just because you saw someone else on YouTube say it, or just because you saw it on Pinterest. Create your own beliefs, and they don't have to sound pretty. They don't have to sound perfect. They don't have to rhyme. It literally just has to make sense for where you are now. It has to make sense to your brain, right? Because at the end of the day, like, it's always going to be you against your brain. It's always going to be you against your negative thoughts. It's always going to be you against your limiting beliefs. Your job is to slowly but surely rewire those things. Your job is to prove to your brain that what you believe isn't fixed. It's changeable. And I always say this, but like, your belief system, it's like a buffet. When you go into a buffet, when you first go in, you choose everything, right? You probably pick everything up. If it looks good, if it looks weird, whatever, you might choose it just because you're curious about it. When you sit down and you finally start eating, you realize some of this tastes like shit. So what you do when you go back for that second plate, you don't go back for anything that tastes like shit. And it's the same thing with your beliefs. If it doesn't feel good, if it's not in service to your goals, if it doesn't make you believe in what's possible, then it's shit and you shouldn't go back for seconds. Like, it is that simple. Now, your brain is going to want to keep going back. It's going to want to keep going back. It's going to want to keep reminding you of the person that you're used to being. And your job is to consistently step back into what you want to believe. It's to consistently only put on your plate what feels good, what tastes good to you, okay? That's your job. This is what the process looks like. If you want to become a positive thinker, you have to first be able to sit with the negativity, look it in the eye, and then also remind yourself that this isn't what is true. This is just what I'm simply believing. This is what my brain have been programmed to. And I get to change the station whenever I'm ready. I get to change these beliefs whenever they're no longer serving me, because you do have that control. So step 3 in all of this, the most important step, is consistency. Consistently reminding yourself of what you're believing instead. Consistently reminding yourself that there will be days where your belief wavers and you still get to choose what you want to believe instead. Like, consistently remind yourself that there are going to be moments where you feel like nothing is working. Like, am I being crazy? Like, is it actually true that I can have my dream life? Like, am I actually going to be able to do this, or am I just being delusional? Like, what makes me think that I can do this? There will be days when all those thoughts come up, right? Because it's normal. We're human, and we're going to do what humans do. We're going to doubt, right? We're going to have these moments where we feel like we're failing when things aren't happening fast enough. That is normal. So normalize these feelings and know that when you are becoming someone who thinks more positively, this is what you're going to come up against. You're coming up against the belief system that you've had all your life. You're coming up against the societal standards. You're coming up against your cultural norms. You are going to be facing a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different things. And there might be moments where, like, what you used to believe is clashing with what you want to believe instead. And again, I want to remind you, your belief system is yours to make whatever you want with it. You can personalize it as much as you want. And it does not matter who believes what you believe. It does not matter who disagrees with you. All that matters is, Are these beliefs serving me? Are the thoughts that I'm having going to help me create the life that I want? Are the thoughts that I'm having going to help me become the person that I want to be? Because that is all that matters. You don't have to rely on positive thinking. Just rely on absolute thinking. Like, what do you believe is absolutely true, regardless of what is going on around you? Like, can you absolutely believe that God is always working in your favor? Can you absolutely believe that there's a lesson here? As hard as life feels right now, there's a lesson, and as soon as you learn it, you will be able to evolve from this season. Like, what is it that you can absolutely believe? And it, like I said, it does not have to be the perfect belief. It does not have to sound like I am a millionaire. It can literally just be, I can make $5 extra. I can step outside of my comfort zone. I can do more. I can find the support. Choose things that you can believe, even if it stretches you just a little bit. Okay, that is it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you bloomed today. Make sure you leave a comment and you let me know what part of this video was the most helpful, and if you aren't already, make sure that you subscribe. Okay, I will see you guys on the next one.